Okay. Live.
Hey folks, sorry we're having some technical difficulties with YouTube and streaming, so hopefully this is working right now and the audios in the video is coming through clearly. If not, just please post in the questions section or the comment section below or in the chat and we'll be able to see that. If we continue to have trouble this morning, sometimes that happens with YouTube. It's just the thing when you're going live. What we'll do is we'll go offline, we'll record the answers to the questions that were posted earlier along with the questions that were emailed in this week. How are we looking, Blake? Too soon to tell.
People are saying yay better and
okay.
stuff online.
All right, so looks like hopefully everything is working now. All right, so I did record the questions that came in the chat earlier, so if you have any new questions or if you're just joining us and you have questions, go ahead and post that in the chat and we'll jump right into those. You probably didn't hear earlier, but we were saying that this coming Monday, when Dr. Althorpe normally comes on at 6 o'clock, every single Monday. What we're going to do this following Mondays, because Dr. Althorpe is speaking live locally to a group here in Tustin at Zito's Pizza at 7 o'clock, is we're going to start the show this coming Monday a little earlier. We're going to start at 5:30 p.m. this coming Monday. And then, of course, we'll be back at our regular Wednesday morning, 9:45 a.m. Pacific, which is what we're doing today, and then back to our regular time and schedule. Okay, Doctor, should we jump into some questions?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. I have a couple that I saved here. Looks like Robert was the first to ask a question in the chat, and he said, question about indole 3-carbinol or DIM, D-I-M. Do I need to eat carnivorous veg, or can I need taking Juice Plus? What about DIM supplements? I get too much gas with vegetables. So I'm not sure what he's saying there, but he's asking about indole 3-carbinol and DIM, and it sounds like if he's eating a carnivorous diet versus vegetables.
Yeah, diindole methane is the phytochemical that is very helpful in protecting estrogen impact and metabolism from the prostate and even women. So that's a plant product. If he's eating carnivore, then he's not getting that. So I would get the supplement of diindole methane, DIM, D-I-M, and just take that every day.
Okay. And that's what Juice Plus alone wouldn't have that in there, what he's looking for?
It's probably in there because there's 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries in Juice Plus. Right. I'm sure some is in there. But as far as a high dose template, I would take it as a supplement.
Okay. Sean asks, I read that quercetin can react with estradiol. Can you provide your thoughts on taking quercetin as part of a COVID protocol while taking estradiol while on hormone replacement therapy?
I'm not familiar that quercetin acts as a blocking agent to the receptors for estradiol. And I have been using it in my practice for many, many decades, for 30, 45 years. And so I would suggest that whatever that is, it's esoteric. It's not meaningful. It's not impactful.
Okay.
So I've been on quercetin for decades. I'm also on estrogen replacement therapy, and it has never been an impact on any of my patients.
Okay. And of course, following a physician who knows how to read these kind of labs and do hormone replacement therapy is going to see if there's an issue there.
Right.
Okay. Sean also asked, my wife has been taking quercetin as part of the prophylactic FLCCC COVID protocol, but has not experienced any problems. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question there, Sean. Linda says, good morning, Dr. Rita. I would love your thoughts on tributyrin for gut health and nucleotide supplementation for the gut as well.
Tributyrin, can you spell that?
So Tributyrin. Tributyrin.
Oh, tributrin.
Tributrin.
Yeah, tributrin.
For gut health,
yeah.
And nucleotide supplementation for gut health as well.
Yeah, that's a short-chain fatty acid, and it is now being marketed as an oral supplementation. Mm-hmm. This is yet to be seen, okay? I'm all in favor of butyric acid. It is associated with much gut health and even anti-cancer research because it is a protecting agent even around the DNA in a nucleus. So I'm all in favor of it.
Okay.
I hope that is a reputable product, and look forward to seeing great value from it if it turns out to be of high quality.
All right. We have a question here from Dolphin that says, my husband doesn't believe in natural medicine. Now that he has both jabs, will ivermectin help him if he starts getting neurological or inflammatory symptoms?
I'm in favor of protecting the vaccinated person, and ivermectin works as a tremendous antiviral. So there are articles and research being looked at currently and already published about the diminishment of T cell as well as B lymphocyte production. So yes, I would say that's a wise thing to take preventatively twice a week according to the FLCCC protocol.
Okay. And let's go to some questions that were emailed into us here. So one from Carol, and Carol says, what can we say to family members who believe the unvaccinated are a danger to us? This has caused some family to fear me visiting them, so I back off and no time will tell. All I can do is pray, but if you know any research, please let us know.
Well, you have all of mankind's history pointing out that the person who is without symptoms are not feverish, they're not myalgic, arthralgic, aching, they're not extremely fatigued, they're not coughing and sneezing. These are people who are well, and they are not a known source of transmission of disease. So all of mankind's history has shown that natural immunity is powerful and has got us to this point over the thousands of years. Research is being done even in Israel. If you Google Israel and natural immunity, you'll see a tremendous article that was published from Israel about 3-4 weeks ago, pointing to the fact that natural immunity is tremendous, and maybe even as high as 27 times better than from vaccinated. There is no science that states that an asymptomatic person is a reservoir or a transmitter of disease. Instead, there is science now saying that people who are vaccinated carry and have the ability to develop maybe as much as 251 times the amount of viral reservoir with follow-up exposures. So look up those things. Your natural immunity is robust, durable, and long-lasting, and all mankind has been defined as healthy and not a threat through just being asymptomatic. Research has never proven the asymptomatic person. There is not a credible paper of science identifying the asymptomatic as a source of disease. Zero, never, nada, That's why it's all just chatter and talk. The science, all of history proves it, and now we have science showing that the natural immunity is superior.
Right. A lot of chatter, a lot of talk, a lot of fear out there, but and the other side of that coin that I just can't seem to wrap my head around is why are those who have been vaccinated afraid of catching something that they've been vaccinated against? It just seems like this fear is just kind of spiraling out of control.
Right. Have you been afraid for the past 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years, no matter how old you are, of getting measles again? Right. Are you afraid of getting chickenpox again? Are you afraid of getting diphtheria, pertussis? This is foolishness, folks.
All right. I have a question that was emailed into us from, it looks like there's not a clear name on here, but it says, I have a question on the over-the-counter rapid test for COVID-19 nasal swab tests that show results in 15 minutes. Are the nasal Q-tips treated with or contain chemicals? This is a concern for those who have to test regularly. I couldn't find a material safety data sheet, and the pharmacy that sells them did not know.
Well, that's something I've already looked into because that came up on our Monday night, and I have looked into it, and I have not found anything identifying that. Any credible science saying that those nasal swabs themselves carry material that are toxic or deceitful kind of materials.
Right.
So,
okay, so
can't answer that. But the question is, there's never been in history a time where you test the well. this concept of testing and testing people who have no symptoms has no foundation in true science.
Okay. Next question that comes into us via email was, "Hi Dr. Rita, God bless you. I'm experiencing dryness in my eyes, and in my left eye I have some calcification in my lower lid. My ophthalmologist plugged my lower tear ducts, but I feel no relief. In the left eye it feels like I have grains burning and itching. What else can I do other than eye drops to relieve my symptoms and to get to the root of the problem?"
Well, typically this is a woman. Does this is the name a female?
Yeah, it looks like it's a female.
Females have dryness as part of the menopause phenomena. So as you lose hormones, the skin dries and wrinkles and cracks, and your eyes become drier. So natural hormone replacement is very valuable in that realm. I take a topical estradiol cream and I rub it on my face and my eyelids, all over my face every morning, so that I do not develop this postmenopausal dryness. And natural hormones are supportive in helping to repair, rebuild, regrow healthy tissue, because you're always repairing the corneal surface of your eye, the inner membrane of the backside of your eyelid. Every cell in your body is undergoing nourishment, waste removal, and repair. So you've got to drink enough water. You need to make sure you have adequate levels of natural hormone. Systemic enzymes will help disinflame and remove too damaged of cells. I always get concerned about putting artificial plugs in the tear duct as a mechanical means of trying to keep more tears being produced. So they've over the years made people afraid of using salt, and so we tend to be hyponatremic, low in our sodium, but they've never said drink enough water. So if you drink enough water and you use your salt, you'll have a healthier tissue retention of these minerals and the fluid there. So that's the direction I would head. I use Argentin 23 Silver. Argentin is a clear water. It's an eyedropper. I can put it in my eyes if I do feel particularly dry, if I'm doing a lot of fine work with my eyes. And that's quite safe. It's a disinfectant as well. So those are the directions I would head with your doctor.
Okay. William asks, I've been diagnosed with diverticulitis. What diet and supplement do you recommend for that? Also prescribed amoxicillin and naprexin by St. Joseph's ER. Any comments?
Well, diverticulitis is, whenever you hear the term itis, it's talking about inflammation. And that inflammation is probably generated from the sluggish movement of fecal material that gets stuck in these nipples, because the diverticula are little nipple outpouching in the colon. And so you have to follow what your doctor has given you, because I haven't seen that, because that could be life-threatening if it were to perforate and rupture into your abdomen and create sepsis. So follow your doctor's advice. But drinking enough water, movement of your body, regular exercise, taking digestive enzymes, taking probiotics and prebiotics. So that doctor's nutrition bar that we have has 15 grams of fiber, 15 grams of protein, and 4 net carbs. And it is a very valuable thing to help with peristalsis. We also have Super Allo 450 to jumpstart bowel movements for a few days, and then that's followed up with Motility Pro. So having regular bowel movements, having enough vitamin C. Vitamin C helps with the linkage between the collagen and elastin, and since we don't make vitamin C, it's important to get that. A high-dose vitamin C drip, if you're acutely under the inflammation of a diverticulitis, then you should probably find a doctor that can give you high-dose vitamin C, and do that a couple times to kind of beef you up, and then get into using daily maybe that powdered Vitality C mixed with OptiMag Neuro, the magnesium powder, chelated magnesium. So you're giving the C, you're giving the magnesium for motility, you're walking, you're drinking the water, and you're getting probiotics in that doctor's nutrition bar with fiber, and you're getting repair material. So there's many things you can do if you talk with your doctor. And over the years, diverticula can recede as you replace and repair and build up better collagen, elastin linkages so that the pressure of the bowel movement doesn't stretch like a blowout on your car tire.
Right.
You can get blebs like that. So you have to build the membrane with a healthy diet.
Wouldn't it be, or would another thing that you could try, fast, drinking lots of water, clear liquid diet, just kind of cleaning out your...
In the acute phase, yes. Fasting for 2 days, just being on broth and water. You could put some ginger ale in the water, mix it half and half with water so that you get some sugar, glucose for energy. That would be very healing. We do give powdered probiotic, a powerful probiotic 225 powder. You could mix in with the other powders designed for gut healing, like SBI Protect powder that has immunoglobulins to beef up the immune system of the gut. It also has NT factor powder that will help the phospholipid double bilipid layer of the gut. There's all kinds of things you can do with fasting and such.
Okay. Karen says, any advice for those whose employers are requiring the vaccine? My son is needing either proof of vaccine or a medical exemption.
Any advice? Well, I am concerned. I think I just have the VAERS report from Children's Health Defense as reports of death of COVID vaccines near 16,000. This is a great concern, and I see why you're hesitant, and it is not required. The Comirnaty is not available. That's what FDA approved. The Pfizer vaccine is still under emergency use authorization, so there is no requirement for them to comply. We have the Geneva Convention law, we have the international criminal courts, we have the Nuremberg trial codes, all these statements from mankind's history that you cannot force someone to do something against their consent medically, and this is you have to have an informed consent, and Pfizer has still not revealed the contents of what's in the vaccination. So the paper that they did give had about 22% redacted in it. So how can a doctor give informed consent when they really don't know all that's in that vaccine? So number one, it's not required. It's emergency use authorization. All of world court history shows that your informed consent must be done, and we can't do it because we don't know what's in it completely. And there you have it.
Nevertheless, some employers are enforcing this, and we're hearing of people losing their jobs. So it is a difficult decision to make. Of course, you can go the legal route and try and fight it.
Sue them. Call your congressman every week. I'm calling mine every week and just reminding my local congressmen, my state senators. I call the House, leaders, and I leave them my request that I'm a concerned citizen. And I call them every week saying, again, please, no vaccine mandates, none for the children. And that's part of we the people of the Constitution.
Right.
You got to do it.
Now, Karen is asking a question that we're getting a lot, which is if you have to get the vaccine, is there one that you prefer over the other? No. You don't have any preference?
No. It isn't a vaccine. It is gene therapy. So, no, this has never been done before. It's emergency use authorization, and I just have seen enough that gives me pause, and so I don't know what's in it, and I can't authorize informed consent.
Okay. Time for one last question here before we wrap up for today. Doctor, can you please explain how much protein should kids eat and how much milk should they drink per day? We're talking ages 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say 15 grams of protein to 30 grams of protein is the range. I don't recommend drinking milk after nursing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Easy answer there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, everyone, sorry about the technical difficulties earlier. It was a little bit out of our hands. Sometimes that happens with YouTube, but thanks for continuing to watch and joining in. Dr. Althorpe will be here on Monday, a little bit earlier next week, at 5:30 instead of her 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. So join us on Monday. That tends to be a little bit longer format, some time to get a little bit more in-depth in questions. And if you're in the area, Dr. Althorpe will be speaking in person at Zito's Pizza at 7 o'clock.
Orange.
Is it in Orange or in Tustin?
Orange.
In Orange. Okay, so in Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Zito's Pizza, 7 o'clock. All right, everybody, if you haven't already, if you got any value out of today's video, if this was helpful, do us a favor. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that like button. And even better, you can subscribe to the channel. That helps us out with the channel and helps get the word out, and you'll be notified when new videos come out. So, Dr. Althorpe, thank you for your time again today.
Thank you, Talon.
All right, everybody take care and be well.
God bless.